Hey guys, this is Richie and this is the Yo-Yoing Podcast. Now usually on Yo-Yoing Podcast I show you a yo-yo trick, a yo-yo tutorial on how to do it. This week I'm going to kind of do something different. I just learned recently how to do a 2x2 and a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So I'm not very good at the 3x3 yet, but I'm alright at the 2x2, so I can teach you guys how to do the 2x2. So in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to do the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. So this is the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. Now, with the 2x2 Rubik's Cube, obviously 2x2, and it's got a white across from yellow, purple across from red, and green across from blue. So first step, I guess, in solving a Rubik's Cube is to mix it up. Right, so now that the Rubik's Cube is all mixed up, the first step in solving it is to get a side. Now, at first, it's personal preference on which side you get first. Most people like to get white first, but what I like to do is I like to look at the cube and find which one would be the easiest. So solving one side, once you're solving a side, you also have to solve a layer with it. So, one sec. So you need to solve a side with a layer, and a layer means that there's 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 purples, and 2 greens all around. So which means this will be the blue side eventually, since you have a layer there with this side. But how you solve this side, let me mix it up again. So say you're solving for white. So you look at this white and you look at what's bordering it. So green and red. So then you look around the cube for another white and you see white green is there. You have to get that white and green to this white and green. So the green has to go there, from there to there, and the white has to go from there to there. So pretty much you want to put it at the bottom of the cube and you can twist it around. So twist the bottom of the cube so you're not affecting the top, and twist it to the top so the greens match up. And now you know that you have to get red on this side and purple on this side, and then obviously blue on this side. So you look for another white. So right here, white has blue on it, and blue and red, so you're going to want to get that red there. So how you can do, without messing up this 2 side, you're going to want to put it on the bottom, put it to the side, and put it into position, like that. So now you've got the green side, the red side, and 3 whites in the right position. The last white you have to find on the cube is there, and what you can do from this position, you're going to want a white there, so like to slide it back up so all the whites are there together, so you can put it off to the side like that, slide it down, then slide it back and fix white. So now you've got your purple side, green side, red side, blue side. So like I said, whatever side you solve first is personal preference, but if you have a friend mix it up for you or something like that, you're going to want to look at the cube. So look at the cube and find, if you see 2 together, you're going to want to check if they have a layer together. So that doesn't, purples they don't, but red and green they do. And then you can even check if there's 3 greens on the side, if that has a layer, that doesn't. So then from here, you already know that this side is going to be white and this side is going to be yellow if you solve for red. And if you're this one, then you know that this side is going to be yellow and this side is going to be white. So always look for 2 that are together, or 3 or 4, but if someone's mixing it up, they're going to make sure that one side isn't already solved. So from there, you can either do red or green, so you're going to want to look at the cube, see if there's any easy turns that'll solve a side, and if not, personal preference. So you can put red, get 2 sides, and then red's there. You're going to turn it, see that when that comes down it's going to be there, so get it out of the way for when you turn it, move it back, and you've got a side with a layer. And then again, since it's not white on the bottom, you're going to have to check how many the colors on top. So opposite of red is purple, and you can know that because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 purples on the top layer. So that's a little tip for solving the first side. So now that you've solved the sides for white with the layer, you got to know that since white is on this side, it's going to be opposite of yellow. Another way to do this is just count how many. You got to have 4 on the top layer, so the top part that's spinning. You have to have 4 of one color. So if you solve for a color different than white, you can figure out which color has to be on top by what there's 4 of. So if you cover up the bottom, you can count blue. There's 1, 2 blue, so blue can't be it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. So yellow has to be on top. So how you solve for yellow on top is you have to memorize an algorithm, and the algorithm goes like this. This is R, alright, your right side, the right side of the cube. So if I say R, you're going to rotate it away from you. So that's R. Now if I say R prime, that means you turn R towards you. Okay? U, you can remember that R is right, U is up, so the upper side. And when I say U, U is to turn it left. And U prime is to turn it right. Okay? So, that's all you need to know for this first part. So, what you want to do in this case, when you have these two there, you're just going to want to put neither of them in this corner. So make sure no yellows are in this corner, and then do this following algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay? Now see, that hasn't mixed up any of the bottom, and none of the layers are messed up. The only thing that it changed is the orientation of all the yellows and the other colors on top. So now that you have that, now that you have one yellow on top, that's your goal. So once you have one yellow on top, wherever it ends up, you're going to want to put it in that side. And it doesn't matter, since none of the bottom is oriented, it doesn't matter if you turn it like this or if it's up here, if you just twist it. It doesn't really matter. So once it's there, you're going to do the same algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Now that the yellow's up there, you have to orient it back into that bottom left corner and do it again. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Now you've got all the yellows on top, all the whites on the bottom, and a solid layer on white. Now, as I told you before earlier in the video, I said that you want to put one of the top 4 colors, in this case purple, in that corner. Now if there's 2 on the top, you're going to want to put neither of them in a corner. This got me a lot because I'd always end up putting this one in the corner or this one in the corner. I didn't know which one to put in. So if it's like this, where you have these 2 here and these 2 here, put them on top, so then when you do your algorithm, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, 2, R prime, then you have 1 on top, and of course nothing else has changed. So then you can go straight from that to R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So another situation, after you solved this, solved for one side with the layer, you're going to see that the purples that you need to get all on top, none of them are on top. So what do you do then? So if they're like this, you're going to put them on your right and your left, and you're going to do your algorithm. So R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And that gives you 1 in the corner. So once it's there, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And you've got the side. And the yellow side, conveniently. Then you can go into your second algorithm to solve the cube. So that's another tip. Now the last tip I have for you is when you're solving the top side, once you already have the bottom and the layer, is if you have your 4 and they're in this position with 1 on each side, then a double. This part got me a lot. It took me a long time to figure out. I'd always put it in the wrong place like this or like this. What you're going to want to do is take this double side and put it away from you, so you'll see no purples at all on this side, and then you're going to do your algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. There you got it in the corner, orient it that way. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Then you've got your side, match up yellows, and do your other algorithm. So now that you have two complete sides, you have to solve the other four sides, obviously. So what I like to do is I like to match up as many colors as I can on all sides. In this case, you can have 3 greens, 3 reds, 3 blues, and 3 purples. Now, since sometimes there will be a solid green side or a solid purple side, and in that case you would put that face down. But since there are no complete sides, it doesn't matter what side you keep face down. So what you want to do, you are holding it with yellow on top. You want to hold yellow away from you and white towards you. You want to hold your layer closer to you. And then you have to do another algorithm at this part. So now that you're holding white towards you with your layer and yellow on top, you're going to use another algorithm. So far you know R, R prime, U, U prime, and now I'm going to teach you D. U is up, D is down. So you're going to use the down side. So the down side, for this part, you don't need to know if D is this and D prime is this, because in this one you're going to do D twice, so it doesn't matter which way you turn it for D2. Alright? So here's the algorithm when you're holding white towards yourself and yellow away for yourself. R prime, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, R prime, D2, R2, and then you gotta look at it, and conveniently red is solved, as sometimes the red might be over here, so you just have to match up the red to red. And now, like I said earlier, once you have 3 sides, you're going to hold yellow away from you, white towards yourself, make sure red is on the bottom. And you're going to repeat the algorithm that I just showed you. So R prime, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, R prime, D2, R2, and then you can see obviously one turn will solve the Rubik's Cube. Orient it that way. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Then you've got your side. Orient it that way. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Then you've got your side.